In 1992, the Guam Chamber of Commerce established the Guam Business Hall of Fame to pay tribute to distinguished men and women who have made exceptional contributions to business and industries in Guam. Their dreams are the foundation of Guam's economic success. Tonight, we honor an esteemed gentleman for his exceptional achievements in the fields of business and service as Laureate to the Hall of Fame for 2024.
Nothing was ever handed to him on a silver spoon. He earned everything on his own. He's a self-made man, and that's something I really respect.
It's that groundedness, that humble beginnings that he came from. That's what made him become what he is today.
When I think about Bob Salas, I think about passion. And he's an extremely passionate person that has an incredible vision.
Passion ignited when Bob was just a child growing up in Jotnya.
My grandma used to make tortillas every Sunday, and my dad really liked ice cream. So he took it upon himself to sell that tortillas to the different residents in Jotnya. After church, he would go throughout the village, and he became really good at selling tortillas because he really liked ice cream.
It's a big story for my brother and I to be able to understand what our father went through when he was young and how different his life was from ours, and that we shouldn't be taking a lot of these things for granted.
As Bob grew older, he discovered a new passion: football. Bob was a lineman for the unstoppable GCC Votech Friars and UOG Tritons under local football icon Coach Hal Shiroma.
In high school, Bob went to Votech, and I was at then Votech, which is now GCC, and I was at FD. And in those days, FD could not field a football team, so we combined, and we were called the Votech Friars.
So he was constantly driven. He was passionate about, overtaking his defender and making the plays happen for us.
After playing for UOG, Bob continued under the Hal's Angels football organization. Football was family, and Coach Hal, his godfather.
Bob took a liking to my dad, and Bob was he just learned from a young age that he learned from a good model. My dad was a father figure to him, a coach to him.
I took a lot of criticism from my dad. Yeah, my dad really harassed him, but I think it was a good thing. But look at how it turned out.
Coach Hal taught Bob about endurance and living life 1 yard at a time.
It's just not giving up, and every step along the way, it may be a struggle, but you progress and you overcome, and then there's tomorrow again. You keep moving forward. Don't stop. And so, Bob's success is his perseverance. He just doesn't give up.
And just as Bob had a passion for football, he had a love for cars and a need for speed.
We were the Fast and the Furious back then.
From owning a 57 Corvette, a gold 66 big block, back in the early 80s, Marine Corps Drive in Hagåtña was closed down for drag racing.
We probably had 100 cars and trucks come out, and Bob was a participant in that, along with a couple of guys that he knew, and they had some pretty fast Corvettes back then. Look at what he does now. He has all this big, heavy equipment, big boys' toys. He's still a gearhead.
As he grew older, Bob shifted gears toward entering the workforce as a land surveyor at the Department of Land Management.
It was Bob's first job. It was also my first job out of high school. But with Bob, he really expanded his career through our experiences in surveying. We started off out in the field doing survey work, cadastral work, cutting lines for the survey leader and stuff like that. And then he moved on to brighter, bigger things after land management.
With this experience and knowledge, Bob had a side hustle working in real estate. His wife, Delta, was his part-time secretary. She would work out of his car during her lunch breaks to help him with paperwork. It was around this time Bob met Mr. Miyata-san, then marketing manager of Sumitomo Construction. They were looking for a person on Guam to find a suitable property for the development of Leo Palace in Menengan.
He's gentle and calm, and he knows so many people, and he respects people, and the people like him. So this is the person we had to hire. He was a hard worker who always tried hard to find out the best properties for us, even in the middle of the Guam jungle, by his favorite four-wheel Jeep. Bob was always positive and capable to make the Leopolis Resort success. And it needed a lot of skill, communication and negotiation skills especially, and lots of patience, because unexpected things often happen, especially for this type of a huge project. Bob used these skills to help get our project realized.
The Leo Palace Resort project catapulted Bob's career. His goal was to become a millionaire before he turned 30. He accomplished that when he was 25. From Leo Palace, he helped develop the Mangilao Golf Course, PD Underwater Conservatory, Coco's Island Resort, and the Guam Medical Plaza in Tamuning. In 1994, he opened Landscape Management Systems. Over the years, he's beautified Guam with projects at DFS Galleria, Louis Vuitton, Onward Water Park, several hotels in Tumon, the Guam Congress Building, and served as construction manager for the Guam Museum. Bob expanded into heavy equipment sales and rental, the cemetery industry through Guam Windward Memorial Park, hazardous waste management for the Department of Defense, tire and wood disposal services. He's opened a green waste facility in PD and further expanded to provide modular solutions and temporary office spaces, construction management services, broadband, and real estate development.
So what amazes me is just his energy. I mean, he's just constantly going, he's constantly thinking, he's constantly creating. He's a very creative guy, and he's very opportunistic, and he sees things that I don't think a lot of people can see.
Bob is a dreamer who dares to imagine our community for what it could be. However, Bob just doesn't dream. He is a mover who takes the first step to translate his dreams into tangible action. And with the conviction of his dreams, he is not afraid to chart uncharted territory. His business decisions, a calculated blend of bold risk and meticulous planning.
If you look at him from where he was when I first met him, and if you look at him today, he's expanded his business operations significantly, okay? So that's something you have to admire. It's not easy to do business on Guam. It's a small place. There's not a lot of opportunities, but Bob was able to create his own opportunities. So that's something, again, you just have to respect and admire.
He has the eyes of an eagle and ears and nose of a hound dog when it comes to finding a great business opportunity. But what stands out about Bob is not only is he able to find those great opportunities, but he's able to capitalize and close the deal.
He sees something and he says, something that people will not see, that can be done or that can be done. Not Bob. He doesn't look at it negatively or, for obstacles are just opportunity for him to overcome.
Earning the respect from his contemporaries, Bob has won numerous awards and accolades, too many to mention. But in 2013, he received the Excellence in Small Business Award from the Chamber. In 2017, he was selected as Contractor of the Year by the Guam Contractors Association, and numerous times over, LMS has been recognized locally and nationally for its commitment to safety.
As an employer, he's very kind, caring, and very down to earth. He treats everybody equally. For example, during Typhoon Mawar, a lot of employees lost houses and didn't have access to money. Bob came through and renovated some of his properties, let the employees stay till they had their houses renovated.
Bob's a great leader. He's a great leader. He's smart. He's always thinking. And I would always tease him that he's a forward thinker, because before things come down the pipe, he's already thought about those things.
I have a few words that I want to use. First is success. As many of you know, Bob's been very successful in business and his personal life. Bob has demonstrated over the years that he's built quite an empire in the landscaping business and now in the construction business. He's starting to grow in that specific area of business. Commitment. I think Bob has an unwavering commitment to succeed, and he demonstrates that in everything that he does.
Bob, you've earned this. I always laugh and say he probably could have been the mayor or the governor if he wanted to be. He has so many great relationships. He values partnership at such a high level. He is intense in the things he tries to accomplish and very much going to do what he says he's going to do. And so for him to be honored in this way is a culmination of a lot of great things that he's been able to do so far. But I don't think he's done yet. And I think there's probably more even greater things on the horizon for he and for the Salas family.
One of the things that Bob, when we first talked and met, he was, I get the impression that I think I know more than him. But that's, but lo and behold, I was kind of wrong because I'm the one asking the questions and he's the one giving me the answers. And guess what? All of his answers are spot on.
Regardless of his success, Bob has always remained humble, grounded in a culture of giving, donating to a myriad of nonprofit organizations and his beloved Hell's Angels.
Bob has been a sponsor for our team for quite some time now, and it truly means a lot for us. In order for us to help out all these kids, we need the support, and running a nonprofit organization, we're just running off of pennies. So when somebody like Bob comes in there where we don't have to worry about uniforms and we don't have to worry about certain things, it just makes our job much easier, so we can just concentrate on teaching the kids, and we really truly appreciate that.
I know that Bob loves what he does. I know that he loves his family. I know that he loves this island. And he's actually one of the most interesting people I've ever met in my life. And he's a great inspiration for our younger generations to see that, you know, hard times are one thing. You get past the hard times, you can accomplish many things.
And with him through it all, his family.
I can't tell you enough how much I believe it's very well deserved. We've come a long way from growing up in our grandmother's houses and running around. But one of the things I've always noticed growing up with you, you were always looking for an opportunity to make a little bit of money, right? Whether it be selling your grandmother's titizas or going fishing with our Uncle Norbert and coming back and making a deal for the fish. You've always been an entrepreneur at heart. You've always been keen to meet people, learn from them, observe, and make connections in overall relationships. That has done wonders for you throughout the years. You've got thousands of relationships, and I'm certain that there are many of us out there that are quite proud of your achievements and so very happy that you have this recognition.
It's difficult to consolidate into just a few words who my father is. I will say, though, that as his son, I think what I'm most proud of, maybe is something I'll go with. I'm definitely most proud that my father's never given up on anything. He is one of the most tenacious people I've ever met. When things get hard and when things get rough, he never gives up. In fact, he pushes harder as a result. He's easily one of the most intelligent people I've ever met in my life, and honestly one of the most intelligent people I've been lucky to meet in my life. He's extremely generous, extremely forthcoming, extremely helpful, extremely accommodating. When he believes in you and he believes in the vision that you have and what you are capable of, he'll move mountains to get you there. And that isn't a trait that I think is common. They're absolutely right. Hard work and the drive is something really important that we learned from him, and I think he tries to instill in us. I think another interesting thing about my dad is he's extremely competitive, and he really likes to think outside the box. It's just natural to him. Thank you, Dad. Thank you for the life you've given me. I know your life wasn't easy, and you've done everything in your power to make mine easy. And I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful that even with an easy life, you've pushed me to continue to make it even better and make an even easier life and an even better life for my future generations. That you are the reason why my brother and I even work as we do right now, even try to create the opportunities for other people. It wasn't just opportunity you created, it was the culture and the attitude to create better lives, a better culture, a better Guam.
Tonight, the Guam Chamber of Commerce pays tribute to a gentleman who has not only brought honor to our island, but he strives to improve life for the people in his organization and the community of Guam. He is a businessman, a leader, and an advocate who has truly made a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as the 2024 Guam Business Hall of Fame Individual Laureate is presented to Mr. Bob Salas.